Looks like I'm live now. So my name is, I'll do a quick introduction of myself. My name is Miss Chandel. I've been teaching for 7 years. My main dance form that I teach is acrobatics. I do teach ballet, tap, jazz, lyrical, point. I've taught many different styles. I've done circus training as well. So I've done like the silks, kind of dangling from the roof. I've done the hoop, trapeze, all that kind of stuff. And I've also taught vaulting, which is like gymnastics, but on horseback. So I have lots of experience within that kind of dance, different kind of acrobatic techniques and everything. And on top of that, I'm a massage therapist. So I got all the muscles and bones that you can think of. I know all of them. So, as every dancer knows, you should always start with a warm up. So we're going to get some music going here. And we're going to start with a warm up. So make sure you have a nice space that you can kind of stand up and move around in. All right. I'm just doing a Disney playlist on Spotify here. So come into the middle. I'll try and get this so that you can see everything that I'm doing.
I can't what? I don't have a clue.
So you're gonna step with your feet apart. Hands on your hips. We'll do a couple of bends, plies. Stretch.
Sweet caress of twilight. There's magic everywhere. And with all this romantic atmosphere.
All right, you're gonna reach your arms up and reach them down. Now you're gonna plie. Get nice and low in that plie. Stretch. Plie. Stretch. Plie. Stretch. Plie. Last one. Stretch. You're gonna reach over to one leg. Make sure your legs are really, really straight.
How to make her see the truth about my past.
And other side.
To turn away from me. He's holding back, he's hiding. But what I can't decide.
Come back into the middle. One more plie. And rolling up. Head coming up last. Step your feet together. Arms up. And reaching down. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, rolling up. All right, you're going to turn into a lunge. So, knee in line with your ankle. You're not here. You're not way back here. Knees straight down into the ankle. Back leg, nice and straight. Bending nice and deep. Place that knee on the ground. 2 hands, and you're going to look up. You should feel the stretch on this hip here. Now you're going to reach behind. This might be a little bit hard for some dancers. You're going to try and grab onto that foot.
Our history, in short, our path is
and come back into your lunge. Let's reach around to the other side. Reach, reach, reach. Same thing, have a peek. Knee is right in line with that ankle. Back leg, nice and straight. Getting deep into that lunge. This is going to help with your splits. I know all dancers want their splits, and this is a great exercise for that. All right, you can drop that knee, sitting up nice and tall. Again, you want the stretch right here in that hip. Now you're gonna reach behind. So, with this, if you have a pillow, you can stick that underneath the knee. You kind of want to be on the top of your thigh. So my thigh is actually on the ground, so it doesn't hurt my knee at all. Some dancers might be able to get their heel all the way to their bum. That's awesome. Come back into our lunge. Back into the middle. Step back into plank. Okay, we're going to do seal. So we're going to drop the hips to the ground, looking up. Now, you're going to bend your legs. You can kind of see mine on the side here. You're going to bend your legs, look back at your feet, and try to touch your feet to your head. Good. Come back out. We're going to stretch our back out the other way. This is called child's pose. Good. Okay. Let's pause this music. And we're going to learn a couple of some basic acro moves. Let's start off with a chin stand. So you're going to come into our seal position. Let's bring this a little bit further down. Okay, you're in this position, the seal position here. You're going to roll down. I call this position A. You want your chin on the ground, arms flat out behind you, and that's it. Okay, so I haven't done this in quite a while, so I don't know if I'll be able to do it. I might have to find a picture on Google to show you guys. So you're going to start in our seal position, and you're going to roll down to our position A here. But when you do that, your legs are going to fly up, and you want to hold it. So your feet are right up to the ceiling, okay? So you can come into our seal position. We'll go 5, 6, 7, 8. And you want to roll up. And the tricky part is to hold it, okay? It's really easy to do what I just did, where you roll up and roll back down, and you want to hold it, okay? Let's try that again. Ready? Get up nice and high. Use that momentum. 5, 6, 7, go. Okay, we'll try it one more time. Ready? Starting up nice and tall. 5, 6, 7, go. Good. So when you're at the top, if you guys have any questions, I can see the questions here. When you get to the top, you want to squeeze your legs together. You want to squeeze your bum, and your chin should be on the ground. The biggest mistake that I see with lots of students when they do this trick is their chin doesn't come on the ground. Their chin is kind of off the ground. Their weight is elsewhere. You want all the weight on your chin and shoulders. How can you get into acrobatics? Through dance. Dance is a pretty big pathway to acrobatics. Gymnastics, lots of people get into that through acrobatics. Like they start off with that and kind of go into the acrobatic routine. And that's what I did. I started with dance and then went to yoga and acrobatics, all of it. Let's try a second part for our chin stand, you might want to have something a little bit cushiony. Make sure you have maybe a yoga mat to try this on. This one's a little bit harder. We'll try it. We'll just try it 2 or 3 times. I can't quite see what everybody's level it is at. So if you don't feel comfortable trying this, don't do it. You can start off with the one that we just did. The next position for anybody that's a little bit more bendy is you're going to start from your knees. Your knees are apart. Try it once. If it hurts, don't do it again. Just do it from our seal position that we learned earlier. Biggest thing is you have to press your hips forward. If your hips aren't forward, you're going to go down just like that, and it's not going to be super awesome. Okay? So thrust those hips forward. Everybody just go in this position. Try that. Hips forward. From here, it's a little bit easier to get into that chin stand. Hips forward. And you're going to roll right into that position. Ready? 5, 6. You can just watch for the first time and then try it. 5, 6, 7, go. Okay, we'll try that one more time. Hips forward. Again, you might want to have a soft landing if you're on hardwood for the very first time. Hips forward, you have to roll. Otherwise, you're going to smack, and that's not going to feel awesome. Hips forward, 5, 6, 7, go. Yeah? So, that right there is called a chin stand. And there's 2 ways to do it, the seal way and up on your knees. The next thing that we're going to learn is a bridge. So we're going to learn baby bridge first, which is the easier position. Let's adjust this down. So come laying down on your back. If you are on hardwood, make sure to take your socks off because otherwise your feet are going to slip. My mat's pretty sticky, so I know that my feet are not going to slip. My knees are not going to splay open. Lots of people allow that to happen. You don't want that to happen. My feet are parallel, meaning side by side. My feet are not going to turn out. They're parallel. From here, I'm going to lift the hips up nice and high and grab my hands underneath. I'm pressing my hands into the ground and getting my hips up as high as I can. Good. You can untuck the shoulders, come back down. Same thing. I haven't done this one in a while, but that is baby bridge. This one is going to be full bridge. So you're going to tuck your hands to your sides. My fingers are pointing towards my toes. Okay? And same thing with my feet that I told you. We don't want to let our arms fall out to the sides. You want to keep them in tucked close to your ears, okay? And then you're going to use your arms and legs, tuck them in as tightly as you can, and you're going to press up into full bridge. To come out of it, you're going to tuck your chin into your chest and roll down, okay? So if you have questions, feel free. You can type that in the question box. With that, when you're coming out of it, biggest thing is to tuck that chin into the chest. Otherwise, you're going to kind of bang your head on the floor, which you don't want. You're going to face plant into the ground. Other thing, once you're in that position, you can work on a bridge with one hand. So you could try touching your tummy. You could try touching your tummy with the other hand, lift one leg, lift the other leg, and I'll show you that. That's kind of the next step from a bridge. The next step after that would be prances. And then what everybody wants in acrobatics is that full walkover, which is the step after that. So let's move on. So we'll try the tummy touch. Make sure, be aware if you have a spotter around. Spotter is always a good idea, just to make sure you don't fall and get hurt. You're gonna touch your tummy, lift one leg, lift the other leg. If you're not comfortable doing that, you can just hold baby bridge or bridge. So you're gonna tuck the hands, tuck the feet, 5, 6, 7, lift up. And from here you can touch, touch, lift, lift. Tuck the chin into the chest and roll down. From there, the next step would be bridge prances. So I'll just show you that in the air, and then if you wanted to try it before we go on to our last acrobatic move, you can try that. So essentially, if I'm in the bridge, you want to do prances like kind of like a horse would. So it's jump, jump. So one leg, other leg. So I have major thing to remember when you're doing this. I have 2 feet off the ground at the same time. So there's a moment in the air that neither of my feet are touching the ground. So you can try that in bridge if you're confident. If not, we are going to move on to handstands. So find a wall. Make sure no pictures, nothing on the wall that might fall and hurt you. I don't want that to happen to anybody. So my wall has nothing on it. It's safe for me to do a handstand in. That's kind of why I picked this area. So I'm going to face away from the wall, hands on the ground, underneath my shoulders. They're not way out here. They're not together. That will be hard. Straight in line with my shoulders. And I'm going to walk my feet up against the wall. So that right there is our beginning position for a handstand. Once you're comfortable with that, you can walk your hands in a little bit closer towards the wall so that you're more straight up and not quite at a slant. The next step after that is when you're in that position, you could try touching your shoulders, okay? So with this, you don't want to allow your back to bend. I call this the jelly bean because it looks like a jelly bean. You don't want a nice bent back. Your tummy is tight, core is strong, and if somebody were to punch your stomach, it would be rock hard. That's the kind of tummy that you want in a handstand. So you can come back, hands on the ground, shoulder distance, and walk your feet up. You can try lifting a leg, lifting the other leg, and coming back down. One more tip for that handstand is when your arms are up and you're upside down, you want them next to your ears. You don't want your head way out here in that handstand. Arms are right up next to your ears. We are already out of time, so that was a quick class. Let me know if you guys have any questions before we finish. I'll give it a couple of seconds before to see if there's any questions. We will learn how to do the silk ribbons. Oh, that's awesome. They are so fun, and they're amazing to watch. They look really, really cool. I got some friends that do that, and it's a beautiful thing to watch and to do. All right, where can you do that? It depends where you are at. There's a couple, if you just Google maybe like not acrobatics, aerialist or circus places kind of in your area. Um, there's usually a couple, if you're in a bigger city, there's usually one or two places that can do it. It's not very common, so it is a little bit trickier to find. All right, we will see you guys next time. Bye.